Hey everyone! So, you know how every February our classrooms just explode with red and pink cards, candy hearts, and all that fun stuff? But have you ever, actually stopped and wondered, why? Why do we do this? Well, guess what? We're gonna find out. Let's put on our detective hats and solve the mystery of Valentine's Day. I know, it sounds kind of crazy, right? But it's true. The story behind this holiday is a real-life puzzle that goes back thousands of years. We're talking ancient parties, a super brave hero, and even a secret note sent from a prison cell. So, you ready to crack the case? Awesome. Let's do this. Grab your imaginary magnifying glass because we're about to jump in a time machine to find all the clues that piece this whole thing together. Our very first stop is going to be ancient Rome. That's right. Our story starts thousands of years ago. We're going way, way back, long before our schools were even a thing. People in Rome were having a huge celebration right in the middle of February. But their party? Let's just say it was nothing like the ones we have today. Okay, just look at the difference here. On one side, you've got our normal classroom party. You know, pretty quiet, we're sharing cards and candy. But on the other side, whoa. The Roman festival was this giant, loud, energetic outdoor party with parades and big feasts, all to celebrate that spring was finally on its way. Totally different, huh? So that super noisy festival had a name, Lupercalia. And here's our first big clue. While these guys didn't give us heart-shaped cards, they did give us the date, the middle of February. So check that off the list. But that still doesn't explain where did the name Valentine come from. For our next clue, we've got to meet the guy who actually gave the holiday its name. His story is a legend, and it's all about being kind and brave, even when it was really, really risky. Okay, so here's how the legend goes. There was this Roman emperor who made a rule that young men weren't allowed to get married. He thought it would make them better soldiers. But a kind priest named Valentine thought that was totally unfair. So, in secret, he married young couples anyway. Well, he got caught and was put in prison. But even then, he sent one last kind message. And he signed it with these 3 words. Just think about that. This might have been the very first Valentine message ever sent. And just like that, the day got its name and its first real connection to caring about other people. All right, so let's recap. We have the date from that ancient Roman party, and we have the name from a brave priest. But for a really long time after that, the day wasn't about love and friendship like we think of it. That part of the puzzle actually came from a place you'd never expect. You're not going to believe this. It was birds. Yep, birds. Famous writers hundreds of years ago started writing poems about how February 14th was the special day each year when birds picked their partners. People loved that idea, and it started to connect the day with love and friendship for the very first time. Okay, detective team, let's look at our clue board. First, we got the date from that wild Roman festival. Then, a brave priest named Valentine gave the holiday its name. And finally, poets and, well, birds connected it all to love and friendship. Now, let's see how all of this turned into the holiday we celebrate in our classrooms. So this tradition was getting pretty popular over in Europe. But how in the world did it travel all the way across the ocean to America and then find its way into our schools? Well, the 1800s. This was the moment everything changed. People had been writing little notes to each other for a while, but then an invention came along that made sharing Valentines easier than ever before. And this was the absolute game changer. New machines could print cards, which meant they were suddenly super easy to get and didn't cost a lot of money. For the first time, everyone could send a Valentine, not just people who had time to make them. And that's when the tradition totally exploded in America. So, we did it. We followed the clues all the way from ancient Rome to modern America. The mystery of where Valentine's Day comes from is officially solved. But what does it all mean for us right now? Well, take a look at this. Today, especially at school, the holiday has kind of changed again. It's not really just about romantic love. It's about friendship. It's about being kind. And it's about making sure every single person feels included. It's about celebrating everybody. That's exactly why so many teachers have that rule where if you bring Valentines, you have to bring one for everyone in the class. It's all about making sure nobody feels left out. It's a way to show all our friends, our classmates, and even our families that we appreciate them. So when you put all the pieces together, the whole mystery becomes clear. Valentine's Day started with a noisy party and a brave priest, but it's become this amazing reminder to just be kind and show people you care. And that's really the most important clue of all, isn't it? The holiday is more than just one day. It's a great excuse to think about how we can be a good friend all year round. So, here's a final question for you. Who will you share a little extra kindness with today? Thanks for solving the mystery with me.